Gun safety advocates are urging President Biden to do more to prevent gun violence. On Monday, the father of a victim of the mass shooting in Parkland, Florida, interrupted the president during his speech. Biden was marking the passage of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the most significant gun safety bill in nearly 3 decades. But Manuel Oliver, whose son, who was 17 years old at the time, Joaquin, was killed in the Parkland shooting, objected to the celebratory nature of the event and called for more action on guns.
Will we match thoughts and prayers with action? I say yes, and that's what we're doing here today. Today's many things is proof that despite the naysayers, we can make meaningful progress on dealing with gun violence.
You have to do more.
Because make no mistake, sit down and hear what I have to say.
You have to open an office in the White House. Name a director. Prioritize these problems.
Let him talk. Let him talk. No one, okay? Because make no mistake about it, this legislation is real progress, but more has to be done.
Joining me now is the man in that video, Manuel Oliver. He's a gun safety activist, and as I mentioned, he's the father of Joaquin Oliver, who was killed in the shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. And so I want to start by just asking you, why did you decide to interrupt and protest the president yesterday?
Listen, I was in an event that had a whole of it was full of joy and happiness and celebration, and for me that was very ironic, considering that just a month ago 19 kids were massacred inside the schools. We also had some victims during the 4th of July celebrations, and we have victims every single day. Since yesterday till today, another 120. So the fact that we were celebrating this minor effort that took 30 years to pass, it's not at the same level of what I owe to my son Joaquin Oliver and to any other victims of gun violence.
It's an important point, and I think, you know, as folks celebrate, I put that in quotes, some progress, and as you mentioned, it took 30 years to even get to this point, and that includes, I mean, I think of it this way, it's the entire Columbine generation, right? We've basically watched mass shootings happen for the last 30 years and done absolutely nothing about it on the federal level. This was the first time there was some movement, but you are arguing that the White House needs to do more, saying in your remarks that the White House needs to create an Office of Gun Violence Prevention. I mean, tell us what that would look like in your view, and what do you think it should be doing if it were to be created?
Well, we don't have, there's a lot of crises in our country and different issues, and they all have like a department in charge. However, when it comes to gun violence, knowing that we lose more than 45,000 people per year, we have a non-national director or non-staff working 24/7 on this matter. That is an easy call for the president. You don't need any Congress members or Senate members to decide if the president can or not do that. This is not even an executive order, it's a decision. And I think that it will make us feel more secure, and it will start, that will be the beginning of a new way of approaching gun violence directly from the state level. So I think that's really important to add to whatever we passed yesterday.
I think it's so critical for people to understand that, you know, administrations past have created these task forces on other issues when they deem that issue to warrant a lot of energy, concern, time, and attention of senior staff. And so you are right that they don't have to wait for Congress. They can create this. In terms of what you want the president to do in addition to that, you know, there obviously was this piece of legislation that just went through Congress, but is there anything else you think the president could be doing or saying as he tours the country this summer to push forward the policies on this issue that you want to see happen?
I want to see a different attitude, you know. I mean, no one would have accepted that the COVID vaccine will somehow make us feel better. We wouldn't accept that any solution that is actually killing people will be done by half. because we cannot do more. However, when it comes to gun violence, and because there is a gun lobby and gun manufacturers make a lot of money in alliance with some of our politicians, it's currently the way to do it. So we're all happy, we're all good. This is great, and we all know that more people are going to die. So I think that what I'm expecting is a different attitude, more aggressive as gun violence itself. That's how our answer should be. I lost my son. He was shot 4 times. What am I supposed to do? Do I need to feel bad because I interrupted the president yesterday? I will do it again 1,000 times, because the message that I sent yesterday is very important. And now finally, I was able to put it out there.
Manuel Oliver, it's always great to talk to you about this really, really important issue. Thank you so much for being here today. Please stay safe. Hi, I'm Zerlina Maxwell. Thanks for checking out our channel on YouTube. You can see more from Zerlina by clicking any of the videos on this screen, and make sure you subscribe below to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. Thanks for watching.